Okay, we're back out here to check the colonies that we combined. 3 deeps is not ideal, 2 supers, but we were trying to downsize and combine the best we could. After our really disappointing inspection last week, take a very quick look at the supers, and then we're going to actually spend more time looking at the deeps. Okay, there are bees. That's always good, right? There are bees. Okay. I think we'll look at the supers after and just take more time looking at the deeps, since we really need to know if there are any freshly laid eggs is our main question of the day. Okay, the top deep looks like they're working a lot on resources. That's uncapped honey, partially capped. That frame right in there is completely capped on one side, mostly on the other. It looks like this frame in here is mostly capped honey. So I'm having a feeling that most of this this deep is being treated like a super. I think we might put one of those supers under here to encourage them to finish that out, because we want to harvest that. I don't know what to do with a lot of deep frames into the winter, so I still wanted to combine these if possible and downsize a little bit more to 2 deeps before we go into winter. I don't want to disturb them, but this is like a more middle frame, and I think it's pretty full of honey. There is some pollen. This is a lot of pollen and uncapped honey. So I think, yeah, that one looks like they're probably working resources as well. I feel like my gloves are sticky. I need to wash them. So they're sticking to the flames a little bit. Still looking to see if the queen, so we have a little bit of spotty brood pattern over here. I'm looking for eggs. I'm looking for a queen. Oh, she's here. She's here. There is a queen right here. Can you get her?
I don't know.
She is unmarked. She's right there on the bottom.
Oh yeah, there's.
Okay, so she's here, and I'm trying to see if I see eggs in these cells. Are those eggs? I think my eyesight is not as good as it used to be. I don't want her to fall off. I'm going to put it over here. I would have thought that that's honey over there, but I don't know. She's just walking around. I wonder if she's the queen that I thought was pretty weak. I'll carefully put that back in. Alright, so we found her, but I still am really wanting to see. Well, then I don't know. I don't know if we should put a super under where the queen is. So now I'm a little baffled again. The laying is not amazing, but can you tell if there's eggs? I feel like I see pollen. Do I maybe see eggs? I can't tell. I feel like I mostly see pollen. So maybe it's my eyesight. Yeah, I see a larvae there. I see a larvae, so do I see eggs? I think there are more bees than there were before than last week. I don't know if that's because we combined them or if it's because she's actually laying. And I feel like my eyesight is going right now in my mid-40s a little bit, so I'm trying to see if I do see larvae, but do I see eggs very well? It's very hard for me to tell. There are eggs on that one. Man, maybe these gloves are just a little too big too. I feel like they're just a little bit bigger than the length of my fingers. Should get a little bit smaller gloves. I still wonder if there was a queen from the cell or the colony that swarmed. There's a lot of pollen on this one. A couple random brood, but mostly pollen. Again, all of her laying seems so spotty, and that's just not good. I don't even know if I'm going to check that last one. Oh, there's more brood
There's
here.
more brood over here too.
Okay, not a lot on this side, but pretty spotty.
More solid here than on the last box, though.
Okay, look at this.
Okay, yeah, it
Still
is.
pretty spotty though. I think that those in there are maybe larvae. Our eyes are so hard to see. Get special glasses for beekeeping. We need to see if we have a secondary queen. Or if that got worked out. Looks like this one is all honey. This one literally looks like all. This one is just the wall then, I guess. Okay. This looks like a lot of honey probably too. So I think so this has some spotty brood pattern. Everything's so spotty, right? It's a little bit better.
There's definitely new laying.
Oh, but I do see
There's some eggs.
Little. Do you see the eggs? I'm so blind to see. It's supposed to be like a grain of rice. It looks like that one's trying to hatch right there. You see right there? Can you zoom in? Did they just go over it? Oh, right there, right there. It looks like there's one trying to hatch. See how they're like feeding the one trying to hatch? Oh, it's coming out. You might actually get it come out. That's cool. Wow. Interesting. I actually see several that look like they're about to hatch, so.
That could actually account for some of the spottiness too.
Yeah, but you should see some that is like solid somewhere. But we're glad there's laying. There's another one down here trying to hatch, I think. Trying to come out. They're definitely capping off a lot of honey in this one, and there is more brood and more larvae, and I think I saw eggs with my mid-40s eyes. My eyes are not doing great. So there's definitely more capped brood and more larvae than last time. That has increased for sure. In the bottom, we're mostly finding, they cleaned up those queen cells. They remember that last week, the more thriving hive that swarmed had so many queen cells. There's one right there that's empty, but we saw like 4 or 5 on every single side last time, and there's just lots of pollen. So this entire deep down here is mostly pollen. So if they use the pollen for rearing their young, I feel like we might be able to eliminate this box come winter time. That's just a guess, an amateur guess right now. So I don't know if you would keep an entire thing, or we could give them some of the pollen, maybe freeze some of the pollen. But that's a lot of pollen in there. And these frames are very light. They don't have a lot of weight like the other ones did. Very interesting. Yeah, I think. So I don't see more wax moths. Last time we found wax moths on the weak hive. We froze those 2 frames that we thought were the problem. And I haven't seen evidence on any others. So I feel like that is a good sign of something that went right, that we actually dealt with. Lots of pollen. So they're still finding pollen out there and storing it up. Lots of pollen. A little bit of honey. And then I think some of that's capped honey. They had a little bit too much room on this side, so they built onto the wall, of course. So this is a little bit of honey, it looks like. Maybe mostly pollen. The same. So I really think they should be using some of this for their young, but Maybe they're going back and forth down below to get it. Even though she's laying mostly in that top deep and a little bit in the second one. So come winter, we would rearrange everything to have the resources on top and have the cluster of bees on bottom, because they tend to move up through the winter. So you don't want to have all the resources on bottom and they move up and then their resources are like gone. They're not used. Okay. It's kind of falling over. I'm sorry. So I don't see a second queen. We didn't do a perfect inspection, but okay, we're putting the hive back together. We're putting the one that was the top deep that had more laying in it. We're going to put that in the middle. And then this one had a little bit of laying. Kind of changed the order a little bit. Kind of would have made sense to put that pollen one on top, but it's okay. This works. We'll maybe rearrange it again in a couple weeks. Overall, a better inspection than last time, even though not everything is perfectly smooth.